Alright, so hi guys. So in today's video, I thought I would show you some art that I did at this art camp. Some of it is going to be older art that I did from last year, and some of it is going to be art I did from this year. I did a range of different art. I did some pottery shebang, which I made completely by hand and then painted. Unlike this piece of pottery, which I bought and then painted without making it, I made all this pottery by hand, myself, and painted it myself with slight help from the instructors when I asked them for help. You know, like how all art camps go. I did all of this art at the New Bedford Art Museum because they have art camps, like 1 week art camps, and you can either take just a morning class of like just clay, or you can take a morning and afternoon class of clay and drawing, and then they have some just drawing classes and some just morning and afternoon clay classes. So yeah, I'll show you some clay I made and some art I made. This isn't everything I've made over the 2 years I've been going there, but it's most of it. And I might do this video again next year because I will be going there next year, and that will be my last year going there. And if I'm talking a little fast, that is because I do not want this video to be too long, because as always when I do videos showing off art, this is the third time I've filmed it because I tend to be rambly when I show things off. And I'm trying to fix that habit, but I'm just the fucking rambliest person in this fucking side of Texas. I don't even live in Texas, but you know, just this fucking side of the planet. So yeah, you get my point. Without further ado, let's start with some art pottery I've made, and then we'll move into the drawings. Because it's not often I show off my pottery skills, even though I would have to say that aside from drawing, pottery is my favorite type of art to do. So yeah, we have this little cupcake I made. The top doesn't properly fit on the cupcake top doesn't properly fit on the little cup, so I'd never put the cupcake top on it. But we have this. I made this last year, and I think it's pretty good. It's supposed to be Steven Universe based aesthetic. I based this cupcake off Pearl, and it's supposed to be like a Pearl Steven Universe cupcake type thing. And I keep my bracelets in there. I know, so cool. I'm just gonna put this stuff on my bed as I show it off. Then we have this thing I made. I painted my OCs on it because I thought it was being cool painting my OCs on it. Yeah, it's the ciphers because like 99.99% of the stuff I keep in my room with my OCs on them are the ciphers. And if it's not the ciphers, it's probably Mike, Ron, or Oakson and Nick for the 99th time. Those are like the only ciphers the only OCs you're gonna see around my room. And yeah. And this cup. I made this cup. The little handle is like a... Here, I'll pull the stuff out of it for a second. The little handle is like a popsicle stick handle. And it has like a cool summery color design on it with popsicle sticks all around it. And the inside is just kind of a black muddy color because I was trying to mix colors together and had no concept that colors can't mix together properly. And I realized that afterwards, then tried to take the color off it, and it didn't work, so now it's just muddy inside color. But that's okay, because you can't tell when you shove stuff inside the cup. I never use this cup for drinking. I don't like to use the pottery I make for drinking, just in case it's not safe, and because a lot of it's very small, so it wouldn't fit a lot of water in it, so it wouldn't be, so to speak, a good cup to drink out of, because it's very small inside. And yeah, that's some of the pottery I made. I have more somewhere else, but now let's look at some art. This is a drawing I did of a random girl. I drew this year for a fashion design class. I drew this girl and I added a design to her, like a dress, skirt type thing, and a jean jacket. And then I added some magazine cutouts to her to make like an aesthetic thing all around her. So I drew this part, but I didn't draw this part. This was magazine cutout aesthetics. And yeah. I'll just pick up a bunch of stuff and start showing it off. Okay. Get this all into one sort of organized pile. There's a bunch of stuff on my bed. Yeah. Alright, so first we have this random circly blob thing that was based off of these tissue paper flowers my art teacher last year at the art camp found. And yeah. I was supposed to be like painting the tissue paper flower, but I did it in an abstract way. You are going to see a lot of these. I painted like 3 or 4 of these. I don't understand why I had such an attachment to painting those. Glasses, and we colored these in, and then we cut them out and used them for a project. And any extra coloring pages I show off throughout this pile could potentially be made into videos. So if you want me to do like a coloring page video of any of these type of things, you can comment that down below, because I do like to do coloring page speed paints just for fun as extra videos when I'm pressed for time and can't make fully finished art. So if you want to see me color any of the stuff in you see here, you can comment that down below. This was like a sketchbook thing that I will never use as a sketchbook. I painted this last year, and the rocket ship is actually based off of the video game Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. This was the exact rocket ship in that video game, because I was like obsessed with all of the point and click adventure games last year, like Putt Putt, Pajama Sam, and yeah, so comment down below if you get the reference to this, because I still love those video games, and I'm like deeply considering doing a Pajama Sam speed paint on this account just because I love it and nostalgia, and almost nobody has done Pajama Sam speed paint. Then we have this like thing, so we got a puddle of water and we put it on paper, and then we got some color and we put that on top. We got some watercolor and we put that on top of the puddle of water, and we just let the watercolor like spread into the water to make like this tie-dye effect. It was a really cool thing we did, and if you're ever doing like a watercolor piece and you want like a really cool tie-dye background, I recommend you try something like that. Like, it was really cool. I might do a video on this type of technique to show you guys how I did it, because I thought it was really cool. And our art teacher taught us to do it, and I did it this year, so it was very cool. This is something else I drew this year. Yeah, it's just like a random girl that sort of looks like me and sort of looks like my OC Jessica, but wasn't really supposed to be anyone in particular. But she just ended up looking like me and my OC Jessica. But she's just a random girl who's going to the beach, wearing like a beach swimsuit thing. I like to imagine she's probably going to go swimming, but be one of those chill girls who wear sunglasses and is like, "Sup, I'm at the beach." And it says beach day, and she's just cool. I like the textured background. That really makes the character pop even more on the textured background. And yeah, this is one of my favorite things I made this year in the art class for like the 3 weeks I went there. Then I didn't actually draw this one, but a little second grader, because in the art class I went to, there is the older kids art class, and then there's the younger kids art class, and the younger kids were like going from second grade all the way up until the age of like 9, and then the older kid art class was up until the age of 13. Even though I'm going to be going back there next year, because I've been going there for 2 years, so the art teacher or whatever let me go there up until 14. She's like, "Oh, I don't care if you're 14, you can just come back next year, but that'll be the last year you can come." So whatever. But anyways, a little second grader made this, and for a second grader, this is like, well, she's going into second grade. So for someone going into second grade, this is like amazing. This is like, wow, I was blown away by this, and she gave it to me as a gift, because I said I really liked her artwork and that she was cool, and then she just gave me her artwork, and I was like blessed. So I love this. Like, I'm gonna have to put this in like the folder I have with all the other artworks that I've received from other artists, because I do have a folder of artwork I've received from other artists, and I'm eventually, when I get enough artwork, do a tour of that so I can show off other artists' artwork I've received. This was a thing for copying panels I received in a panel cartooning comic class. Taught me how to do stuff with artwork and panels. I'm keeping that for reference. It's a folder with my name on it. Emily. Yeah. References that I was given out to me in the fashion design class. These are some jackets and some jeans and some shirts. And if you would like me to do a speed paint where I draw patterns and designs on these jackets, jeans, and shirts, or use these jackets, jeans, and shirts in a video for any other reason, then please comment that down below, because I could either do a speed paint of me just drawing designs on them, on the already drawn jackets, jeans, and shirts, or I could do like a video about creating an OC and use this as like a template to like create an outfit for the OC, you know what I mean? Yeah, I could do either one of those, and you can comment that down below. Glasses that I'm just keeping for reference or whatever other reason. I didn't draw the shoes, however, I colored the shoes and then I cut them out and then glued them onto the backgrounds, which I drew the backgrounds myself and then glued the shoes onto them. And yeah, I really like this one. A lot of people in our class seem to like it too. These are the shoes. They're the same shoes as these, except I have an extra coloring sheet of that. So if you guys want me to do a speed paint of me coloring these and making like a craft out of them or something, just doing something with these shoes, you can comment that down below. A really pretty model that I really liked because this model reminded me of my OC Oakson. And this model is actually the same model I used for the magazine cutout thingy I showed earlier. So yeah. We practiced drawing some realistic eyes and realistic lips. So here's some realistic eyes and lips I drew. The art teacher I had for the fashion design class actually helped me quite a lot with the eyebrows. She taught me like a really simplistic, easy way to draw eyebrows that I sometimes use even now. I think was helpful. Alright, so our art teacher for the fashion design class drew this one, and then she had us copy this drawing that she did over here to practice proportions and stuff. And I thought that was super helpful since I obviously need practice on proportions, realism, and just overall the same face syndrome. Like, that's what I struggle the most with. Proportions, realism, and same face syndrome. So it was nice that she was helping me with one of the main 3 things I struggle the most with. So yeah, that was nice. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit fast. I don't mean to be. Here are some fabrics that our fashion design teacher taught us to draw. I think it was really nice that she taught us to draw fabrics, and I'm going to try and use some of these fabrics when I draw my OCs in outfits and stuff, you know. I'm going to try and remember some of these fabrics and use them. Like when I draw Oakson in different dresses, like I could draw him in a lace dress and try and copy this pattern or something, you know. I think that would be a cool thing to test out. Just drawing OCs in different outfits using those patterns I learned. I don't like this drawing at all, so we don't talk about this drawing. Just look away from this drawing. The drawing we're going to pretend was never on my history. And this drawing is even worse because I drew it this year. Now, like, that wasn't even a drawing I drew last year, like some of the paintings are. That was something I did this year, and it's terrible. Then we have this pile over here of mismodged and Mod Podged stuff. So here we have this leaf that I drew that I found outside on a nature walk that we took. It was a really pretty leaf and I really liked it, so I painted it last year. And I'm actually still proud of this one. We have another one of those abstract tissue paper flower things that I'm kind of, like, I don't know why I did so many of these, but I did because I guess I was on a roll. And I thought I was the next Leonardo da Vinci drawing these things. But I'm not Leonardo da Vinci. Well, at least in these 2 paintings that I have of the tissue paper flowers, you can kind of see the stems and see that they're kind of in a vase. So you can understand how they would be tissue paper flowers. And they're not just blobs and circles that are like an abstract form of a tissue paper flower that you would never be able to tell is a tissue paper flower. At least in that one you can tell there's some kind of abstract flower. Me just throwing paint on paper for practice with different colors to see how they look together in an abstract backgroundy thing. Random painting of some weedy, flowery thing I saw outside on a nature walk we took. Another abstract flower because, oh my god. I mean, this abstract flower, though, actually describes my life. My life is just a blob of color where sometimes exciting things happen and sometimes it's just I'm emo and nothing happens. Because right here it looks like all dark and emo-y and the colors mixed together in not the right ways. So I guess this blob is just my life. Sometimes the colors mix together and it's not pretty. But sometimes it's just blobs of scribbles and it's like I'm on the blob of scribble roller coaster. This also looks pretty gay. It looks like the rainbow. Yeah, boy. Another, like, flower thing, because I was on a roll painting flowers. I don't know. We took so many nature walks, and there were just so many flowers outside that I was just on a roll painting flowers. Like, how stereotypical. I paint flowers and stuff. At least I didn't paint fruit. That's the most stereotypical thing you can draw or paint in your lifetime. A painting I did last year of my OC Lavender. Well, all the paintings I showed were from last year. I did this with a very dry brush technique. which I'm not liking as much my dry brush technique anymore as much as I used to. I like the more softer technique that I get when I paint like this, even though this is another painting of some flowers. Another painting of flowers was like a mix between soft and dryish technique. It's like a happy in between dry brush and soft technique. Excuse me. Some comics for reference from the comic class I took this year. Some more comics for reference from the comic class I took this year. Some more comicking and paneling stuff for reference. Alright. A random mushroom that I painted last year that sort of looks like a mushroom. Then this is a comic I did on Photoshop, on a computer on Photoshop with a mouse. So I had never used Photoshop before I took that comic class. But our comic teacher let us use Photoshop on the computers in the computer lab that the art place had. However, I'd never used Photoshop before, and I've never drawn with a mouse before in my life. So that was a very challenging thing I had to do, and I did not enjoy it. But I'll read you the comic anyway. It goes, you, and Sophia's looking all, not Sophia, Hannah is looking all scared as Mike is like confronting her. And then Mike is going, I warned you. And then Hannah's just like, no, please, I'm sorry. And Mike's just like, sorry won't cut it because you broke my, and then there's like a pause. And it's like, snap, pencil. And then Hannah's just like, really? Because that's like the stupidest thing Mike could ever get mad about, because Mike is so overdramatic all the time. And then over here we just have another sneaker thing I guess I could color. I don't know, I just kept these in case I wanted to use them. But if I don't end up using them, then they'll either probably get thrown out or I'll just glue them into my sketchbook and doodle around with them if I don't make videos into them. Another thing where I just put watercolor on paper to make a cool design type abstract thing. Along with taking a watercolor class last year, I took a real still life class where we had some still lifes in the morning. They were both by the same teacher, but yeah. And in the morning class, she had us draw these like contours of bell peppers, but she had us do it blindfolded. Well, not blindfolded, but like with our eyes closed. So she had us look at a bell pepper for 10 seconds, and then we had to remember that shape and close our eyes and draw it. And I thought that was a pretty interesting thing to do. Like, maybe I could make that into a challenge on this account where like I have to draw a contour of something blindfolded and I only have like 10 minutes to look at it, or with my eyes closed, you know. That would be kind of fun. A lot of the stuff I did in the art classes would be kind of fun to make into a video at some point. Maybe. This is, I didn't do this with my eyes closed or anything. I got to have my eyes open. It's a realistic drawing of a pepper. I kind of like this one, but not really. I'm a little bit better at realism this year than I was last year. For this one, I tried to do the salt technique, where you get really wet paint and you put salt on it, and then it's supposed to make a cool design. But I am terrible at that technique, even to this day. So I need to improve myself with the salt technique. Another realism thing I drew of another type of bell pepper thing. And then we have this. I actually did this in art club and not at the art camp class. So this is just some random thing I drew in art club that I ended up printing this design onto a shirt. So I actually have that shirt somewhere in my room. It's not a shirt I have. Maybe in a video in the near future I'll show that shirt off. I don't know, probably not. I only really wear that shirt as sleepwear because the design, which was supposed to be this, got printed onto it quite terribly. It wasn't the best. This is a contour of a crab shell because she had a still life of a crab shell. The top of a building that I painted. Some more stuff. She put like this wrapping stuff down, and it was like this plastic wrapping, and she put it down on really wet paint, and then she lifted it up later and it made this like cool design. And she did that twice. And then the last thing I have to show off is this random tree I painted, even though the blue sky doesn't look right for the tree. And yeah, that's everything that I have to show off. I really hope this video wasn't too long, because the other two times I did it, it amounted to like 20 something minutes. And this video is probably still going to be around 20 to 19 minutes. But I hope this is a little bit shorter and it'll let me upload it now. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!